nothing else, I hope there's a special spot in hell for Vince McMahon for what happened.
I will never forgive your mother for giving birth to you.
96% of adults go to work hungover the day after a holiday party. New Year's has the worst statistics, with almost 58% of highway deaths being alcohol related. 40% of highway deaths during the holidays are alcohol related. This holiday, stay home, stay at a friend's or a family's house. Be safe this holiday season. Don't drink and drive. Look at her. Look at this lady. She looks like she could have been hot before all of that.
I think she probably was, but now she looks like
a monster.
I was gonna say, you know how cartoon characters, depending on which one, are drawn with exaggerated features?
Yeah, that's exactly what she looks like.
This is like one of them were more. It's like the Pinocchio thing, becoming a real. Pinocchio wanted to become a real boy. Well, I think this cartoon wanted to become human, and that's what happened.
Yeah, she was like, I want to be a real model. Matrix came out at this time. And,
right, but if that is a dude, I want to see his boobs. They're nice. No lie. Beautiful work.
That dude has some hot.
It's just a feeling.
Fishing gear.
Oh yeah, you need that.
Paracord.
I'm telling you, in like an apocalypse situation,
you
just
need fishing
fish,
gear,
bro. You can't run out of fish ever.
Nah, man. Jesus fed 1,000 people with one.
Yeah, that's because they were everywhere. There was a plethora. He didn't do nothing special.
No, one fish.
No. Yeah, I understand.
It was just one. But does that mean like one type?
Yes.
One type of fish. Like he caught a lot of bass.
Saying. Yeah, like, he was like, it was 100 bass.
The
but it was
fuck did I just walk into?
Hey, Jesus had some fish and shit, and we fed everybody. But no, he had a bunch of fish and everything. What kind of fish was it?
Do you believe in Jesus?
Yes, I believe in Jesus.
Well, what do you think then? You're the only one that matters in this room, right?
Now, this is a dude.
No.
Yes. Elliot Page is a biological female.
I thought she was Joseph Levitt, and then she was Elliot Page. I'm confused about this.
I think you're confused about this. Elliot Page
like,
is
she's not that dude. Like, look at my screen right here. She's not that dude right there?
No.
She looks like him. Now I'm totally not turned on anymore.
Now I need the show to see this. I need to look up Inception.
Wait, she was in, then what was she in? Because I totally was confused.
Inception.
Dude, I was so confused by her gender that I thought she was a completely different person. Like, when they talk about her in the media, I'm like, that's her.
For everyone watching.
No, she was Joseph Levitt, and then she became her.
No.
So wait, she's a chick then, for real, for her entire life?
Hold on. Yes.
So she's been a chick. Gender shit messes me up, man.
Elliot Page is
I thought
now
it was
a
Joseph
male.
Levitt. Yeah, that's Joseph.
Oh my
As
God.
a chick, dude, he would have made
made
a beautiful chick. Like,
Dude, I can see it now.
that's but I'm saying, like, I always thought that. Anytime she was in the news, I was like, oh yeah, that's just Joseph Levitt. Like, I swear. Play the tapes. I feel like she didn't.
I was meaning to highlight that this week, but I was so depressed that I didn't do shit.
What are you depressed about, man?
The whole court thing.
Fuck you. This ain't
sucks.
therapy. Shut up.
This is my therapy, fuckface. Superhero villain shit.
Yeah.
Austin Powers
Yeah.
with the cat and the
Yeah,
pinky.
While he stands there and tells you
$1
his evil plan.
and then the crowd
$1
runs in pandemonium. You know what I'm saying? And,
These
and
mosquitoes will bite the shit out of you for the next 20 minutes unless you give me $1
lock the
billion.
door. The doors lock up and shit. Like,
They sticking chairs under the door handles and shit.
They're like, it's too much for us to take. Give him what he wants.
hey, they in the hallway, in a quiet hallway, listening to people bang on the door like, help us. Like,
Chapter systems are offline. Number one. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is.
No Outlet Live with your favorite hosts on the North Coast, Jeremy Tomesek and Jarrod Stover. The road to boredom ends here.
No outlet, but I need to charge my phone.
No Outlet Live.
Welcome back to No Outlet Live, a podcast brought to you by FlatHousePress.com and Guardian Roadside Solutions. You can find the show anywhere that you consume podcasts. I am accompanied by your boy, Jarrod Stover.
What's up, man?
We're here. We're in the building.
Always.
We're doing some stuff.
Just kidding. I go other places too. Sometimes. Work.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get in contact with people about something we were talking about off screen or off air, and I'm gonna hold off until I get this availability.
Yeah, for sure.
To try to confirm some of this, my wild, crazy party stories of the past. But you know what I do have for us.
What you got, man?
So check this out. This goes back to some of our earliest conversations. My grandmother messaged me randomly just during this week watching the podcast.
Your grand's watching? Oh
My
God,
Grammy.
dude. We gotta watch what we're saying.
Grandma is watching.
This is the text message you sent me.
Okay. So she says, I thought you were like 9 when you saw that spaceship. I know you were old enough that I believed you without even thinking that maybe it was just baby stuff. But back then you told me you guys were on that top back porch. I noticed Shannon said you were in the driveway and Sierra said we were on the deck. I remember I was so jealous and I still am. Me and her got to talking about UFO stuff.
Yes.
And she sent me that randomly watching the show. And I gotta say, it's weird. It's even more weird that she was aware of it at the time of me making these claims.
But was she aware of it? Or like, she was just playing into what you were saying? Because she straight up said, I didn't even think twice about thinking you guys were lying. You know what I'm saying? I was also confused by it because I thought that was the other chick, maybe Sierra's testimony. What was the older one that was watching you?
Shannon was there, and when she messaged me about it, it seemed very vague and weird.
So I was going to go a different way with it, but now I don't know because it's the grandma. Now the grandma's in on it. Dude, I smell conspiracy. I'm not lying. Everybody's getting in on this.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, my grandmother randomly, this is
your
random.
own grandma, though. She ain't trying to lie to you, I don't think.
No, she's really not. And she has like weird stuff that she's talked about in her life.
Right.
She told me that she remembers reincarnation.
Oh, for real? Who was she? Like an old World War
She
II
said
vet
that
or something? Not that, probably like
a Native
Civil War?
American. She remembers being a Native American, her being a man, and I was her son. And she
Damn.
said I rode a horse with no hands.
Holy
She
shit,
said
bro.
she
That's talent.
Bro, I promise you that's one thing I've heard from my grandmother when me and her have talked about like reincarnation and things like that.
Yeah.
She's always been into like Native American stuff too. Like dream catchers and stuff like that.
Right.
And wolves. She has this weird connection to wolves and horses. It's weird.
Did she ever do like Ancestry.com or anything to track down her lineage or whatever?
They did. I followed a lot of their stuff, and I'm gonna be honest with you. There's sketches out in like the comedy world.
Oh, gotcha. Sketches like that. I'm like, sketches, drawings of your
No,
family tree or something?
sketches in the comedy world where they make fun of ancestry research.
Yeah.
And one of them, I can't remember if it was Dave Chappelle or if it was Key and Peele. It was one of them two shows.
Okay. If you tell me the comedy, I can tell you probably right away their style.
Bro, they went through their ancestry and they were all like, I'm related to Maria Antoinette.
That sounds more like Key and Peele.
Bro, tell me why my family comes to me and they're like, we're related to Maria Antoinette.
And it instantly made that shit a joke. You're like, this is too real now.
I was like, bro, there ain't no way. Okay, give it up.
Right.
We're not related to royal France historical craziness. Are you familiar with the story?
What, Marie Antoinette?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
She got her head chopped off
Yeah.
and she was trying to flee from she was like, I don't even know what you would call it.
She was the first socialite, like Paris Hilton type chick. And she was just a slutty chick and they wanted her out. They beheaded her.
Well, they said she bathed in human blood a lot because she thought that
Nice.
the
See, I
blood
didn't know that.
made her skin good.
I watched
and-
the PG-13 movie, so it didn't cover that. But
You watching PBS, bro?
I gotta be, dude. I obviously wasn't watching the right story. You're telling me something different now.
All right, so you see at the bottom of the screen here, you can always voicemail or call the show at 216-647-0064. We have a couple of voicemails.
All right, man. So I got this one dog, right? Piece of fucking shit. His name's Fonzie. Come home sometimes, trash tear it apart, piss on the ground, eat stuffs off the counter, does all kind of crazy stuff. Tore apart my jacket pocket because there was a cookie in it. Motherfucker's terrible. Runs away whenever he's in the backyard. Jeremy, what would be your advice to me to not beat the brakes off of this dog whenever I see it? I would like to know. Thanks, man.
What is your advice when your dog's eating your stuffs?
Dude, when your dog's eating your stuffs, I'm just going to be honest with you. This is a tough one for me to answer, kind of.
Okay. I have an answer, though.
What do you think?
I'm thinking if you are a bad pet owner, do not own pets. Because it sounds more like you have to teach a dog to do what you want to do. Just like a kid, a small child or anything. They're going to do they're going to pull some shit and do whatever. Like, they're going to touch the hot stove until they learn it's hot. You know what I'm saying? If you don't tell them.
Have you ever had a bad dog, though? I mean, sometimes a dog just won't learn the stuff and they're just bad.
Oh, yeah. But I know it was because I was a bad dog owner. Now, Leo, right? My dog, I just had to put him down. He was a pit bull Rottweiler mix.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Leo was a cool dog.
Yeah, he got cancer, and like before he was in pain, I was like, I'll just put him down real quick so he don't got to go through all that, because I feel bad for that. I'll at least be a good dog owner in that fashion. But I suck at being a dog owner, dog trainer, whatever, right? So it really wasn't his fault he chewed up my couch. It really wasn't his fault that the only place he would puke is on my furniture.
That dog did have like a puking thing.
Because he ate everything. He was I don't know how he was still alive. Like, they'd be like, dude, this is going to kill him. And I'm like, no, he got that. He'll just pass it. It'll be cool. Like, he ate everything and anything he could. It didn't even matter if it was food or not. Like, he was a terror. But it was because my theory behind it was like, oh, if the dog's bad, I'll just yell at it. You know what I'm saying? But you can't kind of do that when you're a good dog owner. You know that that's not how you train a dog. You have to teach it to do things. It's not just going to do things.
Yeah, it does work like that. Have you ever watched the Dog Whisperer or anything? You gotta yell, and you gotta have a way of punishment that is understandable by the dog. If it comes down to if you have a dumb dog and you're having a hard time training it, you have to come at it on dog terms.
But differently than what you're thinking. Just yelling at a dog is not going to make a dog respect you. The dog whisperer, if you notice his body language towards the dog, everything that goes actually into play to showing that dog dominance and making it bow down, you're just like, you're probably in your head, you're like, fuck you, you dog, blah, blah. And the dog's probably like thinking in his head, you're like, fuck you, you're an asshole.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I've watched the dog whisperer do this with the dog that would not chill out. It was just mean towards everyone except for the owner,
yeah,
right?
and let him bite him like 6 times, like let him fuck him up, and he was just standing there. That's showing dominance, motherfucker.
No, he would take his fingers like this, and he would bite the dog with his hand.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And to put like to show it dog dominance because it didn't understand like how to be a human or human commands,
right?
But you bite them a little bit with your hands if you need to. Like I've seen training dogs go beyond that. and like, I don't know, fear.
I don't know.
Works pretty good.
Are you pinching a crazy out of control bull mastiff though? Like, just bite you a little, bud. You're gonna be fine.
Well, the one that I saw him try that on, to be honest, was the Taco Bell dog.
That's what I'm saying.
It was the Taco Bell one.
I know he always does that to the little dogs. He'll grab them and he'll let them just bite the shit out of him until they stop biting him.
But you see the big dogs bite him on the show while the dog whisperer,
sometimes
he would get like bit and be bleeding and stuff, but he doesn't let off.
Yeah.
He'll get bit and he'll keep coming at that dog like, I'm dominant.
And
that's what it really takes, is like showing the dominance.
Oh yeah. And he's doing the one thing like that probably a lot of dog owners who are going to beat the brakes off their dogs are not doing. He takes personal accountability. Like as the dog's biting him, they're like, oh, it's eating you alive. He's like, no, ma'am, it's my fault. You know what I'm saying? Like he just.
But my buddy Nick here. Okay, Nick. He was saying in the call that it's his girlfriend's dog.
Okay.
Right.
Which he didn't have time to train it from a baby, so maybe that's a problem too.
Well, maybe it's the girlfriend's dog.
Yes.
And he was talking about it like running out of the yard and like doing all that stuff. I would fully have to recommend that you stand up and you have to be dominant in the house. And the dog seeing that you're not dominant.
Yes.
In the house. So it's doing what it wants because
that's what I'm saying.
It doesn't have the fear. The fear thing.
That's not fear.
Dude, I'm
respect.
telling you, it's fear, dude.
It's respect.
It's fear.
No, like it's respect for sure.
I think fear comes automatic.
And that's what I'm saying.
Respect.
When you're like yelling at your dog, it's just looking at you like, what a fucking pussy. Like you're not getting anything accomplished. Like
not if it knows. Like if it's truly like, I'll get fucked up in this situation.
Maybe. I don't know. As kids, like my dad was pretty like brutal with our animals and stuff. So like, and it never seemed to change their attitude. Like he would be taking broom handles and smash them over we had a Great Pyrenees one time. it got like steaks off the counter, and my dad took the broom and fucking hit it so hard that it bent in the shape of its head. You know how in cartoons when they hit shit and it like goes to the form of their head?
The shape.
Yeah, I was like, that dog is probably going to be fucking retarded for life. And it was just whatever. It didn't even change it. It just ate shit anyway, too.
Bro, check this out. You remember my dad's dog, Bubba?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Bubba.
Dude, Bubba one time got away from the house in Garfield when we lived in Garfield Heights. You remember when I moved to Garfield Heights? It was like 2012, 2011-ish.
Yeah.
Dude, check this out. Bubba gets out. He smells. Me and my dad never believed in neutering animals.
That's where you made your first mistake.
No. All boys across all species keep their balls, in my mind.
Okay, that's very noble
all
of
do.
you.
They all do. Like, vote for me. Like, all animals keep their balls. Okay, so Bubba gets out. He smells pussy down the street.
Of course.
So he goes running up the street, and everybody's like, Jeremy, go get him. So I walk up to Bubba, and Bubba had like a human personality. You could tell in his eyes and his face how he is feeling. If he is telling you, don't play with me right now, or if he was like happy and joyful, you could see it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Immediately on this dog.
For sure.
So I show up down the street to get him, and I'm like, Bubba, come on. And he looks at me. He's like, please don't touch me, because it might be bad. And I went to grab his collar, and he bit through my whole fucking hand. You know that little meat between your index and your thumb?
Right.
He got me in between it, and my whole hand swelled up like it looked like a watermelon.
Oh, damn.
I mean, dude, he wrecked my hand, right? I punched him. I had to punch the dog.
Well, maybe that was a little harsh. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dude, I knocked him out.
right.
I knocked the dog out.
So you're not Caesar. Caesar would have been like, that was my fault. Sorry, bud. Like,
Dude, everyone comes out of their houses. It's in the middle of the summer, and they call the police on me.
I think I vaguely
And
remember
now I
this.
have to remember. I remember trying to drag this dog up the street.
Because that's when
and
you
I
were down
just-
on Sunset, right?
No, we were by Garfield Boulevard.
Yeah, on Sunset.
Oh, the street was called Sunset.
Yeah, yeah.
With the big garden in the front yard.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, the
Dude.
whole yard was just a big garden. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude. And there was like praying mantises always in there. We had wolf spiders like crazy when I
Oh,
lived
yeah,
there
because
with
you got
them.
all that foliage right outside the door. You know what I'm saying?
And
That's going to bring a lot of bugs.
You're also right by all of the like Tinker's Creek and all that stuff that goes through Cleveland
Right.
Metro Parks.
Yeah, if you
All
take a
of the
right,
Metro Parks
if
are
you take
just
a left,
right
you
there.
drive straight into the hood, like down on Warren.
Yeah, dude, exactly.
Or Warner.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the area was like, it was fun. It was cool. I lived there, but I remember when the police were all looking for me because I punched out a dog on the street, and it was like, it was such a weird situation. But Bubba was a different kind of dog.
So he ate that shit. He was like,
He was at
"What?"
another level than other dogs. Like the discipline level with him, he was like a person.
That yeah,
And
that's
he
the-
was an obnoxious person.
Yeah, that's the only dog I know that I ever saw. Like, you always see it in movies and stuff. Like, the dude has the cool dog that just walks around with him everywhere, and he's fucking cool. Just lay at your feet, like, while you're hanging out. Like, he'll go do his own thing. Like, your dad had that dog trained, like, well. Your dad was a good dog owner, for sure. I will say that about the man.
He did all of that through fear.
I feel like maybe he did, but I don't know why anybody would fear your dad. Like,
Me neither.
Your dad would puff his chest up. I'm like, sit the fuck down. And maybe that's why you turned out so poorly. The dog turned out good because, like, you didn't fear your father.
Dude, that's exactly it.
And maybe it
That
was because I
the
didn't fear mine
demise.
either. Maybe that's a thing. Like,
I'm telling you.
fucking therapy.
Obedient, really cool things happen through strictly fear. Really cool stuff happens out of this world through fear. You remember the fear with 9/11? How it brought the country together through pure fear.
Yeah, but together in a bad way because they've been leading us by fear into what's going on now. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like,
Now it's different.
It's not because
Now-
that's when it started. That's when this whole thing like started actually.
What thing?
Like everything that's going on like with Biden in
Through
the White House. And
9/11?
that's when it all started with the like how they're trying to do social IDs and things like that.
But
like the
we
one
came
world, one
together
currency.
as like Americans, like the society outside of
Right.
all of the followers and the crazies,
Right.
that, like do all of this like.
Oh yeah, that's when
wild stuff
conspiracy
you see
became
online.
mainstream. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, there was a lot of people that were outside of it. We all came together and we were like together as Americans
Yeah.
for a bit.
Right. But should we have come together the day before 9/11 when they lost like $3 billion that they couldn't account for, and then all of a sudden 9/11 happened and everybody forgot that they lost all that money?
Well, the money thing is a thing. Like people do remember the conspiracies and all that. But when 9/11 happened, like you would look at your fellow American and be like, I'll defend you. And nowadays, it ain't like that. We look at each other like, I hate you for some weird diversive thing that they've pulled to diversify everyone away from each other.
Yeah.
Every, like, version of a person is diversified.
Yeah. And I don't know. So you're saying it brought us together in like a community, whereas to the day before 9/11, the dude with the tinfoil hat really wasn't understood by the businessman. But the day after, it all came together, and then they were all friends and community. Like,
I mean, it seemed like that for a little bit after 9/11 because
yeah.
things were divisive with Clinton.
Well,
And then we transitioned into Bush, and people really didn't want Bush.
right.
I remember hearing that all the time. What he ran against John Kerry, or who was it that he
Wait,
was
who did
running
you say?
against?
What president?
John Kerry?
No. What president were you talking about?
George Bush.
George Bush ran against McCain.
Oh yeah, it was McCain.
Because McCain wanted to freeze government spending, and Bush was like, "No, we need to spend
Right.
more." And the people were like, "We're consumers. We need to spend."
You are right. No, but like during that time, I remember people were very upset that George Bush won.
Yep.
And all that stuff, and he was working on things that, like, a lot of people tie him into 9/11. But with all of that aside, when 9/11 happened, no matter who was involved in, if there was a government conspiracy and all that stuff,
Right. Which it was.
the people of all,
Just no matter what it was.
okay, so it was a conspiracy and all that stuff, but it did bring Americans. All of us looked at each other like, I would defend you because you're an American, and now it's completely gone.
Yeah. I guess I see what you're saying to a point, but I even feel like that's even with like race relations, because I feel like black and white, I feel like was coming together for a long time too.
Dude, it was.
And then all of a sudden just hard left overnight, and they were like, racism and blah blah. I'm like, what are you talking about?
It really
like,
did.
Like,
It really did.
Like we're like intermingled. I guess maybe because it's where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? It was blacks and whites like intermingled together. Even our school systems.
It wasn't.
And everything.
It wasn't where you were from. That was everywhere. That was
Yeah.
an everywhere thing that we were. You know, a lot of that is still like in the society,
Right.
to where like I really feel like when you meet somebody and you're wondering like if that's a good person, you could tell. It doesn't matter about the color or their dialect.
Oh, yeah, for
or
sure.
anything like that. You could tell a shady person from a shady person.
Oh yeah, if someone wrongs you in some way, you know not to fuck with that person again. But
Yeah.
I think the way that they put like, oh, it must be because I'm black or because of this. Like, I don't necessarily feel that way. I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
people are
like,
people.
Dude, right, and that still does live, but it does seem like racism, especially against white and black, is coming back in a major way.
Yeah. Well, no, I think even that is like dying down now too, because I think it was used for political gain, and unfortunately, like BLM took all that money, like the three like heads of the company or whatever, and ran, and they stole all that money, and then the government slighted them with Biden, and I think the black community is just over it, and they're going back to like, dude, we used to love Trump, and we don't know what we were thinking. Like, and on top of everything, I think the worst thing is I don't think the black community is down like with the trans community like they say, but why do they always put that trans flag on everything BLM like and stamp it together?
Not only that, like the Ukrainian thing really did like become like a major thing. I remember I was house shopping last year with my ex-girlfriend, and we were looking around Parma, and there was full blocks of just like, I think they said that there was like a Ukrainian religion or some type of like church or something that's out there, but at the same time I seen it everywhere, and everybody was defending these Ukrainians.
A Ukrainian church. I mean, what are they? They're Christians in Ukraine? What are they?
Yeah, I believe it's like a Christian thing. It must be. I don't know.
I don't know either. Like, I can't
not-
tell you for sure. We could probably look it up real quick, but
Yeah, you know what? Actually, let me.
I barely know anything about Ukraine, and I work with a Ukrainian dude, one of the coolest dudes I ever met. Like, that's like a refugee from Ukraine right now, And I asked him, and he's like, Jarrod, it's very confusing. I'm like, yeah, because we're fucking confused as Americans as to what's actually going on over there. And then he couldn't even tell me. And he's from that country. Like Ukraine versus Russia, I have no clue what they're actually fighting over.
Yeah, they're actually.
But he said they're trying. Russia's trying to make them the USSR again, type deal, communism or
they're
whatever.
Orthodox Christians by 72%.
Gotcha. So basically, Christianity.
Yeah, Christians, Catholics is the next up.
Hell yeah. Which is like
He's a hell yeah.
Well, because they say like Israel, like the Jewish people are trying to get the land in Gaza as Holy Land against, because Christians took it or because Christians own it. And then now they're saying they're going to start flooding into Ukraine and doing the same thing they're doing over in like the West Bank and stuff, where they're walking up on people's land and just saying, this God gave us this land. And you know what I'm saying? It's getting kind of like weird, like all that shit. And that's something I'm looking at, like watching closely, because I think that's interesting.
Is kind of, it's super weird that we're in the middle of this thing where the Jews are like a serious target lately from everywhere.
I feel like
the celebrities to like
celebrity are saying it though, because celebrity, what we have in
Kanye
America,
West.
Well, maybe Kanye. Let's be real. That's not like celebrity. I would be like, oh yeah, he's definitely against it. Let's all jump on board.
Let's not all act like Kanye West was the one that started it though, because he didn't. There was a lot of people saying crazy shit about Jews for a long time.
But we've always been pumped a lot of Jewish propaganda because we are Jewish-run media. Even our movies are all Jewish people, like, and everything.
Because really everything's making fun of the Jews all the time.
Where do you even see that? Because I can't even find pro-Palestine things that are American, unless if you look at like other countries and stuff, like their websites and shit.
Right now, I guess I would have to say, like, through the news sources and all that stuff, that's where you see, like, neighborhoods for Palestine and stuff. And I've seen it on social media, like, videos. Stuff has happened out here where they've had parades for, like, free Palestine and stuff like that.
Oh, really? Because I don't see that, I feel like, in American mainstream media. And you probably have to look farther than mainstream media.
That happened out here. I'm in Lakewood.
Well, yeah, they're
about
having
10 minutes outside of downtown Cleveland. That happened out here in these neighborhoods. They were like marching for Palestine.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing.
But it's like those are all like left wing people, because for some reason the right wing is like is totally against Gaza and the West Bank and Palestinians. They're pro Israel. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's weird that I feel like that should be flipped, just like everything else, makes sense, except for this. Like, why are you going that way with it when you're watching them, like, genocide all these people, like, and shit? You know what I'm saying?
But it's weird that this has been going on forever. Where were all of these people in these marches going on 10 years ago?
It didn't matter. Because
why wasn't that going on when we were talking about Iraq and Afghanistan and all that stuff? And Bill Clinton, when he was playing the trombone or whatever on SNL. When were we talking about like Palestine and Israel? Because it's always been like U.S. has always backed Israel. We helped give them that land.
Only because we only are pro-Israel because we need a reason to be over there, and none of those other countries like us, and that's our only link to foreign oil, and that's why we need to back Israel. So they'll bump a bunch of propaganda with mainstream.
For foreign oil.
Yes, we do, because other countries won't fuck with us. And Israel is like the America of that side of the world. Like, I swear to God, every other country over there is flying swastikas right now, talking about like the Jews have to go and shit. Like,
they're
it's
not
nuts.
Flying swastikas.
I swear to God, like if you watch the videos and shit, like swastikas are popping up all over the place in other countries now. Like,
what
they say the Jewish people are a problem. Like,
hold on.
If you look up like that video, like that Max Egan video, that shows like the all the people like pro Palestine in like over there, and all those other countries are like Iran and all that are like flying swastikas. I swear to God. Like the swastika is making a comeback around the world.
Okay. Oh shit. So, with the USAtoday.com, when was this? October 13th is when this story came out. They said that swastikas were being flown.
You're going to start seeing them in America again, just like what they're saying here, like in New York, like as a troll. That's not a troll, dude. Like, these people are serious.
There are two essential priorities to demand of the United States government. First, the siege and the pending invasion of Gaza must be stopped immediately. It is intentionally genocidal, and Israeli government officials have openly said so.
Everything is not fine. Israel has a right to defend himself.
And I'll continue to fight anti-Semitism every place it rears its ugly head. We will defeat evil right here in New York. Let's win this, everyone. Let's stick together. New York stands with Israel.
Yeah, I don't know, because I kind of do understand some of that. Like, if you're being attacked, Israel and Palestine have been going back and forth forever. And the thing that we all saw spark this was them coming in on paragliders.
I know, that's all it took, like homemade fucking parachutes. Yeah. But what we didn't...
And they were like, we're not having this.
Yeah. But what you didn't see is like the tanks rolling through Gaza and all that shit beforehand, because they keep those people on lockdown over there. And they have a land, air, and sea blockade. So Israel decides what they get. So they'll like be like, oh, there's 3.5 billion people here. They need 1,000 calories a day to survive. We will only give them that much calories to survive. And they cut their water off and shit. Like, and they do all this like really like bad things like to these people. And I understand why the Palestinians are trying to fight.
Is that bad to be in war with somebody and give them enough to survive?
Yes, I think so. Like, well, why are you at war? Like, you're just trying to eradicate those people.
Because they're paragliding in and machine gunning down festivals.
But they've been fighting. That wasn't the first attack against each other.
This is the straw that broke the camel's back.
Maybe. It's the one that was on mainstream media that made you care about it. That was it. But there's a lot of straws that broke the camel's back if you look.
It's been going on for thousands of years, and I don't know why we have to be involved.
Well,
is honestly what I think.
Right. But they even say, all right, so during the end of World War II, that was Germany, right? Or was that World War One? I don't know my World Wars that well.
World War I and II was with Germany.
Not both of them, right?
It was a different Germany.
Which one was against Hitler? Oh, okay. The one against...
Hitler was World War II. That was the one my grandfather fought in. World War I was a Germany that lost originally, trying to do it before, and then Hitler grew up during that and saw how they really failed, and then he really failed right afterwards.
Right. So, but shortly after that, after the war, the Jewish people are on two boats, and they're going to take them to Palestine, right? And then they say the government, like Israel government, blew up one of those boats, blamed it on Palestine, and that's how all the shit actually started. And they used it as propaganda to go and take Palestinian land from that point. And they just basically, Germany gave them Palestine.
What if that was propaganda itself that you heard, though?
That's what I'm saying. You never know what's true or not. Yeah. I'm just telling you what I've heard.
It's like every side
that's their
has
fight.
Its own propagandas that are twisting, doing the phone game.
Oh, yeah. I don't endorse anything I'm saying ever. Yeah. Like, because there is everything is up for debate. You know what I'm saying?
That's No Outlet Live, baby.
Right. And I think that's what pisses people off about me is because I don't necessarily fight. I'll act like I'm fighting hard about something, and then I'll be like, I don't really care about this. I'm just like debating. I just like talking about it, you know?
I feel you. I'm the same way. All right, let's see what this other voicemail is working with.
Hey, y'all. It's Jess from Women's Health Summit on Redline Radio. And I was just thinking the other day, if you could be a woman for one day, what will you do? I'm just curious what men have to say about that. Y'all have a good day now.
I'm sure most of men would probably say, I'm not going to leave the house. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm about to be as high with some pussy all day.
Yeah. I'm just seeing what I'm working with. That's
Yeah, I don't know, man. It would be weird to be a girl, honestly. It is a wild thing to be the same species as something,
right,
and see the complete difference in that the interests and all that stuff, it really is different.
Oh, yeah.
With men and women, even when it comes to like, I don't know.
Okay. So let's say you do become a girl for a day though, but you become a girl on the day that she has her period and everything is just going bad. You have the cramps. You just get to live period like pain all day long. Do you think that would be enjoyable then? Like,
dude, that would suck. That would suck really bad.
Yeah. Like that would happen to me. I'd be like, yeah, I got to be a chick. Oh, fucking cramps. Like, fuck me, dude. Like,
just eternal cramps forever.
Right. Like, cause that's gotta suck. Like, I'm glad that I don't have to deal with that portion of it. You know, I'd only get
Some
women
girls
in the...
have that. They'll just have like continuous cramps.
Yeah.
For a lifetime. They never don't have them. And could you imagine trying to like get into a relationship doing that where you're just always hurting?
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be fun for any dude. You know, if you're always like anytime you touch somebody, they're like, ow, ow. You know, that might be time to like move on. We're gonna see what else is out there. Maybe you fix your problem. I'll come back later.
Yeah, being a girl would be so crazy. I mean, it really is. It's almost like a completely different animal than us.
I mean, sort of. We're all just animals to a point. You know what I'm saying? But there are things that
similar with females, but we're way different.
Yeah, because we're built different, and I don't think there's any amount of surgery that changes that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna throw that out there.
And stop turning the frogs gay.
Yes, the fucking frogs are gay. I can't even remember which one it is.
Yeah, there it is, the gay bomb.
There it is, the gay bomb.
Because I'm upside down right here.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You know, the first thing I would do for a day, honestly, if I was a chick.
What you got?
I would try to be the baddest bitch for that day, I think.
Oh yeah, you're gonna go out. You're gonna buy yourself a little pocket dog, walking around like Paris Hilton and shit.
I'm gonna see if I could get into the club and get drinks.
Yeah, go shopping on Rodeo. You know, we want to do all the good stuff that chicks do.
What can I do online? Like, can I get flown out to Miami for the day and just...
You're making $3 million on OnlyFans before lunch. Like,
dude, I'm telling you. I'm making so much money.
Right.
Crazy. Just
bad Bobby got nothing on you.
I would be a slut if I was...
I don't know if I would, because I'm not gay. Like, and I feel like even if I was a chick, I still wouldn't have a taste for dick. I don't know.
They did say for like a day, and to be a girl, you had to be like.
Would you be? Would you be still of your same mind? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you have a dude mind, or would just be a chick, or would I feel like a chick? And
that's a good question. Are you like doing the famous movie thing where you're switching bodies, but you're still in the mind frame of being like what was that movie with Rob Schneider?
Which one?
The hot chick.
Oh, the hot chick, yeah.
Dude, he was
if it was like that, yeah, if you were a chick like that, come on, dude.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it because I'm still a dude.
Right.
But, like, I don't know.
Well, that's because
I
you're
like eating pussy. I love eating pussy.
Yeah.
I could not imagine myself in a bazillion light years to ever have a dick towards my lips.
Oh yeah, I know. I couldn't either. I feel like that would be
not
gross,
even for like a funny
bit.
joke.
Not that if you don't like you get that. Like we're not condoning that dudes not sucking dick. Just it's not for us.
Yeah, go ahead.
Get you some. Just not in public. We don't want to see that shit either. But like if you become a female and you're of a female mind, you instantly stop thinking about being a slut. I feel like because females are like emotional. Like it's not like you could like for the most part, unless you're like watching porno or something that's unrealistic, you're not walking up to a chick and just being like, "Hey, you want to bang?" But like if you're if chicks walking up to a dude 9 times out of 10, they're gonna get that. You know what I'm saying?
For the most part, on the female side, when it comes to like sexuality, they are actually turned on by completely different things than men are. Like we're turned on just by looking at you walking away.
Well, yeah, because we just want to get our dick wet. I don't think chicks are about that. They're like, I want a man that'll take care of me.
Girls
like
to get caressed. They like to get finessed.
Which I like that stuff too. Don't get me wrong.
I'm completely with you. I like doing them things. I like doing all the stuff in a man role. I don't know how to really
Yeah.
think about being like a girl. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Because you are a man, so you automatically in your mind are a dominant like force. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to play a sub type shit. You know, like.
Have you ever had a girl trying to take that role though?
What do you mean? Like throwing me on my back and like throwing my legs up over my head, like you're gonna get this, like ride me like Froggy style or something? No, like I don't know if I like that too much. Like,
I'm not talking about that strong of a woman.
I'd feel like definitely emasculated in that moment, you know, like.
No, but like girls that like they really take like a dominant role just naturally. Like girls that assume that they're going to pay for dinner or drinks or whatever.
See, I don't mind it in that context, but when it comes to the bedroom, it doesn't matter how you act in public. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be the bad bitch, like spending money, spend that. You know what I'm saying? Get you some. But like in the bedroom, you're not gonna like flip me over and catch me, like start pegging me and shit. Like that's not gonna happen.
What is pegging? I'm actually, you know what?
You don't know what fucking pegging is?
I feel so embarrassed about this, but I've been hearing about pegging for like 2 or 3 years, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never looked it up.
Well, what do you think it is? Just by the term, what does it imply?
So when I think of a peg, I think of a peg leg, like a pirate.
Okay.
Okay, you got like this shaft thing.
Yeah, there you go. A shaft thing.
I think it's like a dude getting butt fucked by his girl.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the leg is just in a different place. That's all. Like,
oh yeah. You're right. So like I've always been. I don't know. This is the first time I've ever actually openly asked somebody what pegging is. And
okay. Why were you embarrassed?
No,
You're like, I'm scared I'm gonna like this shit. Like. Which, if that's your thing, go for it, dude. I'm not here to judge at all.
No, dude, I've never really done that. I think I had one girl reach towards my butt, and I shut it down.
Okay, yeah, you know, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't mind maybe like a finger. I don't think I'm like maybe a little kiss or two, but I don't think I could handle like the size of a strap-on. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah, that's crazy. So that's what pegging is. So all these people that like openly be like, oh yeah, like they be talking about like the pegging stuff. They're talking about getting butt fucked.
Yeah, exactly. But they just want a chick to do it. They like chicks with dicks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which
that
different strokes. I mean, I don't care, dude. If you want to do that, I'm just saying that's not really for me. I'm
with you.
It.
I'm with you on that. Like I don't have a problem with. I don't know. Like I would be friends with a dude that's like, hell yeah, I get pegged every Saturday.
Yeah, like we're still hanging out, but like you don't expect me to peg you or anything, or you're not gonna peg me, like.
Which means we would both suck as females, like unless you switch the brain.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
That's what I'm saying.
Female brain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that's you know, which I hope not. I'm not emotional at all, hardly. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you really ain't.
Like, I don't know if I can deal with it.
I've told you a lot of my emotional things. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I get very emotional. I was listening to what is that band? Barracuda.
Oh yeah, old school like 80s song. Barracuda.
Yeah,
like,
who is that?
I don't know.
It's your dad's favorite band.
That's not Fleetwood Mac, bro.
Fleetwood Mac.
It's not Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac. Yes, I was listening to Fleetwood Mac, and she has a song about
gotcha,
having
not
their kids in the mountains or some shit like that.
Yeah,
and I think I brought it up to you about like, dude, I was driving home and I listened to that song all the way through, and it made me tear up. And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's about like Jimmy Iovine and the lead singer of the Fleetwood Mac."
Oh, Landslide, right?
Landslide. That's exactly it.
Gotcha. Yeah. I watched the documentary on that. That's
dude,
funny.
That song made me tear up. And I've heard that my whole life. I've heard that song my whole life.
Yeah.
Never really listened to it. And I was driving home from work one day, and it just, the words touch me.
Yeah, and it's not what you think it's about, like, you know what I'm saying, the whole time, because it does sound like a different song than what it is, but you know what I'm saying, you would never know.
Dude,
what
that
people
song
actually write songs
rules.
about. Yeah, for sure.
It's such a deep song.
Well, even like the guitars and that and shit are like the weeping like guitar sound, like just like real like it sounds like they're playing it. It's like a huge sound that sounds like they're playing it from like a mountaintop somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like That's a well-recorded song for its era.
And then at my Christmas party at work earlier, somebody had asked another dude by me, have you ever cried to a movie?
Okay.
And I thought about this when they said it. I didn't chime in, and the dude was like too scared to really answer. He was like, I don't be crying to movies. And I don't know. I've cried to a lot of movies, and sometimes it's a dumb movie. I can tell you the last one I cried to.
What was the last movie you cried to?
Dude, Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Come on, man. What part? I didn't even watch that movie because I don't like those movies, but like, it couldn't have been something crazy going on that makes you cry.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Damn, dude.
Dude, it was on my birthday. I was out in Phoenix on my birthday, and I watched Guardians of the Galaxy one night in the hotel, and that movie made me tear up so much. There was like 2 or 3 moments where like I
Two
was...
or 3 though? You're like, oh my God, like you cried that much during a fucking DC Comics movie or whatever. Like, come on, bro.
Dude, I had my bonbons. No, it was crazy. It was really crazy. That movie, like, it just hit me. There's been like stupid movies like that I've cried to just because I read too much into the story.
And see, I don't think like a movie would make me cry. You know, the only thing that I feel like I might ever cry to is like, you know, the shows where it's like the talent show type deal and the person comes
AGT?
out. Yeah, like something like that. And like those type of shows.
Yeah.
And the person comes out and they look fucking weird and you're like, this isn't going to be that great. And then they just absolutely fucking destroy.
They murder.
That gives me like an emotional feeling like I want to cry inside out of like proudness for them, dude. Like you just came out and were the underdog and you just fucking murdered that. That's like the only thing I think that gets me like emotional.
Dude, I feel you on like America's Got Talent, shows of that nature, American Idol.
Yeah.
I've seen sets from people that have completely made me cry. But you, for real, you show me a good singer, like a phenomenal singer, somebody that's in a vulnerable spot too.
Yep.
Like what you'll see on AGT or America's Got American Idol. When you show me a really good talent that can sing out of that circumstance, I almost unanimously cry about that.
Like that, like you cry to that like homeless dude that had like the radio voice. Like you ever see that dude?
No, but the recent one, I don't know what show it's on, but the dude shows up and he dressed kind of like a ghetto white dude.
Hell yeah!
But he wasn't like I don't know. He wasn't wearing a fitted hat or nothing. But he was like a southern like poor white guy.
Yeah, looking like
missing
Paul
teeth.
Wall and shit. Like he should have put his gold teeth in, but he forgot them.
Yeah, dude, he was like that. And this dude murdered. He was like, oh man, I wish we could really play it, but I don't know if we're allowed to because
they probably use something.
Yeah, he sings like some big time song.
Yeah,
and the dude killed. He just kills. And he gets Simon and everybody of the judges. They're just like blown away.
Hell yeah.
And they offer him the spot to Hollywood to go and compete still. And it makes the dude cry, and then I start crying.
I know, right? He's almost. I'm like, dude, I know why you're there because I'm starting to feel like a little bitchy right now. I'm gonna start tearing up, you know, like. But I don't know why. Just that feeling alone, that's probably one of the best feelings in the world to know that you've overcome something like that. So I understand their emotion.
You never
in that
gotten
moment.
that through a movie, through a
Never.
triumphant moment in a movie.
Never, because maybe I don't look at like movies as anything based in reality, so I don't relate with the characters that I watch. I think the shit's funny, you know what I'm saying? But
You never relate with none of the characters you watch in movies?
No. What character do you think you relate to? Like, what would be your example?
Dude, The Mask.
Okay. See, you just think you share a comedy style with him. That made you cry?
No. No, I don't share his comedy style.
Somebody stop me. Oh, shit, he said it.
Smoking. No, but like The Mask, you know what I mean? The story is that he was like a dude with a mundane life, and he was bored all the time, and he found this mask that gave him the ability to be who he truly wanted to be.
Yes,
That shit
which was
is,
a total douche. Who doesn't want that, I guess?
But then he found a middle ground, and he was like, I learned from being a complete douchebag to from my super lame self, and he found the middle ground himself, and he throws away the mask at the end into the river,
Yeah.
and all that stuff like that. The storyline of things like that.
Okay, so you like
always
right
make
into
me-
it.
Dude,
I don't know.
I read so far into everything.
Okay. And I do everything like not movies, but like, like news stories and stuff. I always try to dive deeper and be like, what's really going on? Because it's just the spin of what the, whatever political affiliation, you know what I'm saying? This is their take on it. But what is everybody else saying about it? You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this. Let's talk about this before we go to break. So at my job, there's
Okay.
this dude that I'm really like, I'm buddies with this guy. He's pretty cool.
Okay.
He's a younger dude. He's like 24 or something. Super handsome kid. He's a great dude. He
tried to peg you.
Oh no, he didn't try to peg me.
And you weirdly liked it. Found it weirdly arousing.
No, my boy Mikey, he's so cool. He really is a cool kid, and I see a lot of my younger self in him. But he
damn, he's in trouble.
He might be in trouble. But so we got to talking about girls and relationships in one day, and he was telling me about this girl he used to work with.
Okay.
It turns out that the girl that he used to work with is, I don't know what the dude's like actual job is, but there's this dude that works there, Dave, and he's like an IT guy kind of, I guess, and he
Okay.
also does he helps shipping. I don't know what he really does. He is a stock guy, I guess.
He walks
Stock.
around and looks fucking cool all day with a broom in his hand.
No, he's
been
like
there.
He was a Jehovah's Witness his whole life.
Okay.
And he's like super sheltered, and now he's like him and his sister have broken away from all that. His sister is the chick that my boy Mikey used to work with, and she's obsessed with him. I mean, fully obsessed. Gets a job with us, and now she's like nonstop showing like pure. It's not talked about enough, but like stalker stuff with a female.
Right.
And that's not like a thing that's ever like widely spoken about. But I've been witnessing this lately. Is like somebody that doesn't want this girl around him, and she is like stalking him.
Okay.
And like bombarding him and doing everything she can to be a part of this dude's life.
So why doesn't he how'd she get the job there? She just happened to know he's working there and fill out an application?
Her brother is like the stock guy. He got her a job there, and it's the same chick that Mikey used to work with that became stalkerish at the other job.
And she comes from the Jehovah's Witnesses, so she's all about that cult life, dude. He needs to watch out.
She was just like her brother. She was super sheltered, and they both left the entire family all together, and now they're they're living atheism, and they're weird.
They paint pentagrams on the floor, upside down ones or whatever, and the candles, all the rituals and shit. They went hardcore.
Dave's cool. Dave is cool. I've talked to him about this stuff, and he was just like, no, I don't believe in nothing no more, because it was just shoved down my throat all the time.
Right. He's now the only thing I gotta do is just sacrifice one virgin on Halloween every year. This is great.
But his sister comes in, I could tell that the damage is a little more with her. And I think that's why Mike doesn't want to fuck with her. Because Mikey, he's no, I don't know, she's weird. And I'm not really cool with it. And the dude's currently looking for a real relationship.
Right. Who isn't though, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we all do want the same thing. But he, like, dude, this chick, she has a body that's, like, crazy.
Okay.
She's banging. She's kind of like, I wish that I had a girl, I've never had an obsessed girl that would go to the level of stalking. I've had girls really like me. I've never been obsessed about and stalked.
Me either, but my nephew is going through some shit right now like that.
Really?
Not like stalker shit, but just crazy psycho shit. So he had my dad's truck the one day, and the chick gets mad at him, like, and he's putting the baby in the car, and she fucking plows into the side of the truck and dents the whole shit up or whatever.
What?
Yeah, and then they were fighting again, like, just recently, like a couple weeks ago, and the cops got called, and she left and, like, burned out in front of the cops. And they were like, she's going to be back. Watch out. And not even 10 minutes later, my sister's boyfriend was back in his plow truck in the driveway. And at the house in Bedford, she tried to run into him when he was pulling in the driveway, tried to take him out, and missed him and ran into that tree in our front yard and totaled out her car on the tree.
Is this your older nephew?
Yeah, Logan.
Dude, get out of here.
Yeah, and this chick is like crazy and keeps trying to like take him out, take the family members out. I'm like, but you need to get rid of this bitch. Why do you still keep bringing her around? Like, if she keeps doing, like, trying to murder you guys. Like,
damn, so Logan's going through like the thing I'm talking about where you got like this crazy psycho.
Yeah.
But if you marry them and you stick with them, I've been seeing this lately through another friendship I have. I got a friend that has a psycho wife, and she is nuts about this dude.
Okay.
But he's like a very solid, and he's like, she has control of his social media and his paychecks and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's like, dude, I love my wife, and she's crazy about me. I was like, dude, that's all I have ever wanted.
Yeah.
And he was like, I love my wife. I would never cheat on her, but she's like, she's crazy. Like,
do you want to be locked down like that, though? I believe, like, my Facebook and things like that are mine. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't even trust me to handle myself, like, is that really, like, someone I want to marry? You know what I'm saying?
Is it worth, like, sharing?
What do you mean, sharing?
So, like, if you're really like that, can they just look at anything?
Yeah, I mean, they could. And if they wanted me to bring up evidence, but I also wouldn't feel like, maybe if you accused me here and there or something and you actually had legitimate proof for accusing me, I feel like a lot of the times, like in my marriage, it was always like, dude, you're just straight accusing me of these things. And then I'll explain it to you. I'll show you the proof. And then you'll still keep telling these other people and stuff and bringing these problems to my way about shit that's not true. Like, you're just straight up, like, reiterating a lie that you believe, not the actual truth or reality to anything. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes that's hard, though, if you really, really are into somebody and then you see something and you get the thought. That little, what would you call it? Like the inception of that thought. Once it enters your brain, then you're like, oh man, this is happening. And it's hard to believe that it's not after that thought.
If you're shown the reality, though, and you're still reiterating the same, like, bullshit that you've been spewing this whole time, like, you're doing this. And I'm like, well, here's the proof. I was literally with you at this time on this night that you're accusing me of. No, you did that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, you were with me. You know I wasn't doing that, but you're still saying it. I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? To take it to that level. I understand getting mad about things like, getting inside your head, having that thought like, is this happening? You know, I understand that. But at some point you have to be like, well, there's a lot of proof stating that's probably wrong, so I could trust them on that. If there's a lot of things that start coming up, I would recommend getting out of that relationship because probably some of that stuff will be true.
Yeah, and also a lot has to do with like reading body language. I've learned a lot about like seeing. I was a master manipulator, a master liar for a big chunk of my life. So I could see it in other people when they're being like a pathological liar.
Right.
And you're finding like this way to work around something. But I could also tell when somebody's being like honest. So if like I think a certain way and somebody like shows me a receipt
Yeah.
for whatever it is, and I could just like tell that you're being for real,
Right.
then I would expect the same from me. If you thought something about me and then I came to you and was like, yo, like, look,
Right.
look at all this proof that I have. I would hope that somebody would give me the same respect.
Right. But what I'm saying is, even after a decade, right, you're still accusing me. Never caught me on one thing, you know what I'm saying? But then it's always, you're doing this now. And then, oh, you must be doing this.
It should never be a
you
decade.
Must be doing
you
that.
Just gotta fucking, like you were just telling the nephew, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah, dude, I'm not going to say I wasn't stupid on that. And I'm not going to say that I'm not trying to put my life back together and it's not crazy right now because of all of this. I did it to myself.
I went through the same thing. And my stuff's been continuing with all of that.
Right.
And like a couple weeks ago, I was in the middle of like this text thing that happened because of something stupid that I did online, but I didn't think attention was being paid.
Right.
And, you know, it became this like 4-hour text thread.
And it was on you? You started it? Like,
I did start it.
Like, bitch, I'm jealous because you ain't talking to me enough or whatever.
Check this out. My ex's youngest son.
Okay.
He took my game. A game that, okay. So check this out. You know how Grand Theft Auto just came out with their newest trailer for the new 6?
6, yeah.
So when that comes out, I'm pumped. I go bananas. I've been playing Grand Theft Auto since it was a computer game from the sky view. I've been playing Grand Theft Auto since the beginning.
He changed your view? Yeah.
No.
I'm kidding. You're pissed. Like,
no, this little asshole fucking took my game. He took it.
Yeah.
And before that he had taken it this time, he had given it to one of his friends. And I had to fight with them to get my game back. Bring back my...
It was a hard disk?
Yeah.
Do they even do that anymore?
Copy. They do. And I bought that one like the second I was able to get Grand Theft Auto 5 when it was out and new.
Yeah, I did too.
That.
Yep.
I did that because it's almost sentimental. And it sucks that I say that because I sound like a fucking loser.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Like Grand Theft Auto is sentimental to me.
Yeah. Because
I've been playing it since PlayStation 1.
Dude, I was playing that shit on Windows 95 when you're talking about the little
That's what I'm saying.
the little block dude that the overhead view running down the street.
And you're shooting little blips like you're playing Galaga or something.
Yeah. Before it got all crazy and made kids nuts and shoot stuff up.
Dude, I know the stories all the way back. Like I know everything about GTA. So I was like, let me bring this back. I'm ready, like, at this moment. I'm bored all the time and just hanging out by myself. I'm going to play GTA over because it's such a good game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's
and
definitely
it's not
fun.
fucking there. So I post on Facebook about it, and she starts blowing me up, just saying blatant lies. Just
always, right?
Blowing me up with lies, texting me lies.
Yep.
And I tried to tell her, like, you're being, this is exactly what my text said. I said, you're being a knucklehead. And
that set her off, dude.
Dude,
I should have said that. Because then it's like, now you're calling me names, and now you're on the defensive, defending yourself of why you must have called her that name instead of getting down to what you guys are talking about.
Dude,
I'm a sucker for that too.
We got down to what we were talking about after I called her a knucklehead because she started saying very mean things, and you know me, when she cut me a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm coming for the jugular.
Yeah, you're going deep.
I'm saying the worst things you could ever say to people.
Right. Which I think is very counterproductive. I'm just going to let you know that right now.
So, yeah, I'm like saying you're trying to be like, oh, your kid took my game, and now we're talking real shit to each other for like 4 hours.
And you know most of it's the truth, but it just seems like shit talking.
Both ways.
That's what I'm saying.
Both of us are saying like the truth to each other.
Yep.
And I was like, you lied. Well, she lied about the game, but she honestly didn't know.
That was the root of the cause.
It was the root of the cause, dude. But like this game.
You still didn't get your game back though. I know it. Like you done
Hell
fought
no, I
for
ain't
20
get that
minutes
game
and went on some rant, like forgot about the game entirely.
Man, somebody in the comments on Facebook.
You were doing it on Facebook? Fucking dude, this is 2023. How fucking classy are
It started
you?
on Facebook and we ended up texting because I blocked her. It was like, you're not just gonna lie on my shit and say that your kid didn't steal my fucking game when he did. I know it.
Yeah.
Like you're and I love their kids, and the stuff they steal is stupid and doesn't really matter that much. But GTA does matter that much. To me.
To me. You don't know what it means to me.
Dude, I had to...
I see you. I'm right with you.
We're gonna go to a quick break, and people do be stealing shit, and people do be having problems with each other, and to be a female would be hard for a man. When you gotta lay down the punishment on your girlfriend's dog, you gotta just go through with it. And until then,
we don't support animal cruelty. We'll be right back.
But you know what I do have for us right now that we could do? Usually I start off the show and I interview my guest. But before we kick off the interview, and I'm not going to force you into this, but Jarrod, you are forced into this.
What are we doing?
So I found this
gay.
on...
yeah. That's how most of my nights go, so I wasn't shocked. I'm sorry. You were not.
I'm like, that was a little gay. Like, ma'am, no, but sorry.
Right.
I'm always forcing boys into stuff. I found on TikTok and Amazon the world's most sour candy.
The world's most sour.
The world's most
what
sour
is it? She
candy.
said that ain't it. You doing it?
And let's see. Do you want to do it?
You
I'm
want
gonna
to
see
do
what
it?
y'all do first.
That's
Come
not
on, you
fair.
can't do that. We all have to react at the same time.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we
That's
do.
how it works culturally.
It ain't gonna be shit.
Culturally.
No, statistics. Like y'all haven't statistically, it's been proven that black people watch white people do shit first, and then we decide.
No, I know that's statistically true because it is always white people doing some dumb shit
So,
for real.
I gotta follow the rules.
Your hands are tied on this one. I understand.
I mean, if you force me, you saying the N-word. Like, I'm just saying.
Damn. I don't know if I can sign that contract.
Right.
So I'm going to take one here, and now I'm about to pass one to Jarrod.
All right. It's gonna be really that sour.
It's supposed to be. And then I'll leave the bag right here.
Oh, I can tell it's sour because like how crusty it is.
Crusty and dusty.
Yeah, like all that sugar on the outside.
okay.
That's all. Yeah, crusty like that too. But
I'm like, if I touch
also,
some crusty balls.
I mean, you probably have. I'm
Elise
sure.
is familiar with the crusty balls.
I think everyone in here has touched some crusty balls once in a while.
Oh, no. The Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want.
Well, do that man a solid and put them blue balls in your mouth.
Oh my God!
Right.
They are blue balls.
Too.
We'll pop them balls in our mouths.
Let's get these balls in our mouths.
2.5. 2 3/4. 3.
Not yet.
All right. It's starting to get me. All right. It's like a warhead.
Yeah. Like a warhead, it is a little more intense.
My eyes are watering.
Like, yeah.
346 minutes later.
I ain't gonna lie, I was chickening out on the show. I wasn't gonna do it, but here you go. And this blue is my favorite color.
It's a nice little hit.
And flour.
Guardian Roadside Solutions is ready to help with your roadside emergencies serving the greater Cleveland area. They have the knowledge and experience to get you back on the move quickly with staff available 24/7 to help with flat tires, tire damage, changes, fuel delivery, vehicle lockouts, dead battery, or new battery installs. If you find yourself or someone you know in this situation, call a Guardian at 440-833-6000.
I finished my cigarette as we head out from the bar. I count the number of mistakes made by my scars. Last leaf falls and no one notices. Fleeting love dies with the lotuses. I tend to get so homesick that it hurts. Yeah, I love this place, but it's the fucking worst. If home is where the heart is, then this home needs some repairs. Rip the walls and strip the floors completely bare. Because people are piranhas. We fiend for flesh and hearts. When someone sinks their teeth deep inside of you, they'll tear you apart. It's sink or swim, so do your best to stay afloat. Cling to your dreams, hold on to your hope. Because people are piranhas, we fiend for flesh and hearts. When someone sinks their teeth deep inside you, they'll tear you apart.
Are you looking for a place to have custom t-shirts made for your business? Well, we have the place for you. Flathouse Press works with 100% eco-friendly material for all of you conscious folks. They can also put out orders in a fraction of the time large-scale competitors can. They are a fun, locally grown Cleveland original company. Go to flathousepress.com and check out the variety of party toys, headbands, and clothing in their catalog.
And although there might be a finite, crazy chicks like sticking hangers in their fucking vaginas, ripping 9 months old out of them, but that's not gonna happen on a huge scale.
You can't use a hanger for a 9-month-old.
Come on, dude, you can use a hanger for anything. You can use my fist on a 9-month-old. Like, right? You could probably kill a 9-month-old pretty fucking easy. To tell you the truth.
Like Freddie got fingered, you pull it out, swing it by the umbilical.
Right. Not that we're condoning killing babies.
Oh shit! Yeah, NoOutletLive does not support killing babies. Would you be comfortable with like going out with your armless girlfriend? She's at like the fancy restaurant eating with her feet.
Me, because I don't care. I would be. I think I'd be good with that.
I think I would.
Like you can have no arms, just have a,
This chick's hotter than most regular models. I would say. I mean, she has that different look. She's hot.
No lie, she's cute chick, but without arms though.
Does that
like you're giving up hand jobs? Like keep that in mind.
Foot jobs are there.
Okay,
and they're probably better.
Foot jobs never really did it for me though, so
maybe yours are really good.
They have to be. She's compensating.
No, the top game is crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like a T-Rex getting it.
When 2 people have sex, it's a twosome. When 3 people have sex, it's a threesome. Now I know why people call you handsome. Welcome back to No Outlet Live.
No Outlet News. No Outlet News.
This single mom is facing prison time for letting her 14-year-old daughter babysit her kid brother. The boy's daycare was closed because of the COVID shutdown, and Melissa Henderson says she had to get to work.
There were no options, literally. So I asked my almost 15-year-old to watch over her younger siblings while I went back to work.
While her daughter Lindley was focused on her schoolwork, 4-year-old Thaddeus wandered out of the house to play. A neighbor saw the child and called 911. Melissa says her son was outside for only about 15 minutes. The police came to her home 2 weeks later, handcuffed her, and charged her with criminal reckless conduct.
It was the most
Your mics aren't on.
I did turn the mics on.
Damn.
Oh my God.
So everybody's been sitting here watching you guys' mouths move, but nothing coming out.
Well, thank God we're beautiful. Am I right? So that's fun.
I can't believe that.
So anyway, guess you'll have to start from the beginning of that story. The other story was garbage anyway. You didn't want to hear that.
Thank you for this call. I really appreciate you updating us on the failure of the podcast.
Which is just one big failure most days.
All right. So, in this GTA leak, it turns out that these guys were doing several attacks on Uber, NVIDIA, and others where he demanded millions in ransom.
Like cyber attacks?
Yeah, these people are doing cyber attacks on pretty big companies. I mean, NVIDIA is serious. That's in like every computer.
Yeah. So
and then Uber is in every phone.
They put a dude in a mental hospital. Like he was that crazy.
Isn't that kind of messed up? Isn't that like that movie Hackers? Remember how like the government and everybody was like weighing in on the stupid kid in the rollerblades?
Yeah. That was a cool movie. Like back in the day, like
that movie did rule.
When they're hacking in, and like the dude, like the one dude security, like the security web guy, like with his cool leather jacket and his fucking beard, like we're gonna stop this. Do you think that's how hacking really is in real life? Like
I can only hope so.
Like it's just like these little pyramids of blocks that look like fucking servers. They just go through the digital like animated server. Like
that is wild. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Bet you a lot of people got into hacking because of that movie and realized that they couldn't hack.
I thought about that stuff all the time. I wish I had like the ability to be a hacker.
You could, like potentially. I mean, you go on the dark web and they'll teach you how to do like credit card scam hacks and stuff. You know, like shit like that. There's even like a university on the dark web that's just about like teaching you how to cause like internet crime. Like, and you enroll in the classes. You know, it's like.
That's what they say Russia has been doing to us forever.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, because there's no, they can't control the dark web because they need the dark web, too, to communicate with each other without being traced and all that, the government. So they have to keep it up. So anything you could do on the dark web, like, people are fucking doing. Like, it's nuts.
It is wild.
I mean, you could just be surfing around the dark web and someone get your IP address and take a bunch of your information like that and shit. Like,
I've heard about crazy like theories on what you could do with that information. Like you grab somebody's IP, then you get all this stuff out of their like media devices,
right?
And then you can like pin crimes on people, that are just completely false, but they can plant the evidence on you too,
right? And they will, like they'll be there, like they know, those people know everything about you. If they like you're definitely exposed when you're on the internet at any time, especially if you're on like the surface internet, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
and like, doesn't that look like that would be a huge problem with like AI and the advancement of technology?
How so?
Well, like pretty soon, like they're selling pins now that you wear on like, you know, a pin in like the top of your jacket.
Yeah.
They sell these pins that are completely AI, and it will like, it'll read your information and like translate other languages for you. And you could ask it whatever question. Like,
oh yeah, like a little translator, like Siri.
Yeah. And in the commercial, like it shows somebody like leaning down. They're like, oh, can I eat this? And it's like, oh yeah, this is an indigenous fruit that is very healthy for you and antioxidants and this and that.
Well, they started that with like Google Glass. That was like the first like wave of that.
But don't you think like the hacker aspect of all that is going to be a fucking issue?
Oh yeah, they're gonna hack into your brain basically.
Yeah,
like
you.
Yeah.
Just completely you.
Yeah, because I mean, eventually we are gonna get. It's probably gonna go from the glasses to contact lenses, which I've seen like prototypes for that and stuff. Like contact lenses where it tells you that kind of stuff in your face.
Yeah.
Then eventually they're just gonna fucking, when you're born, like while they're giving you your vaccines, they're just like hit you with something. You're gonna have all the information. Like, Could you think about that though? Having all the information at your fingertips when you were like 5 years old that you needed. Do you think the world is going to be a lot smarter because of that?
Yeah.
I think
for
so
sure.
too. I think that will advance that portion of it, but there's always going to be people hacking into your shit.
Yeah, and that's like the problem.
Yeah.
Viruses.
Right.
Where you personally, you malfunction. You're like Biden.
Yeah,
out
right.
of nowhere.
Yeah, it's just all of a sudden glitching out. Like all the people are glitching.
You're like saying crazy stuff. Oh, the Civil War wasn't battled correctly because there wasn't enough airports.
Right.
Stuff
Just
like
false
that.
information. Yeah. It's going to be crazy out here for sure. It already is, but it's getting crazier.
Chinese space plane trailed by 6 mysterious objects transmitting repeating patterns. So China has come out with a space plane that goes just above or like right up to the end of our atmosphere.
To the firmament.
Yeah, like the firmament. Is that what this article sounds like it says?
Yes. Which that's where all the satellites are too. We're not really in space, I don't think.
They're saying that in this was on the 14th. They launched it in all of these other countries, and everybody's been seeing that it was trailed by 6 objects that have been signaling it.
Okay.
But
and they
like,
didn't try to make contact?
Well, they're trying to like debate whether this is UFO and extraterrestrial and stuff, examining what it's doing. But do you think that might be a part of their project?
That looks like one of them Chinese kites, to tell you the truth.
It does. This looks like balloons.
It's another balloon. Like, it's just
attached
different.
to the jet.
Yes. They're little fucking... do you think they're from space? I don't think anything's from space.
I don't know if I think so either.
I don't know about space. There's not enough information. I've never been there. You know what I'm saying?
We have confirmation. This is a... It actually looks Ukrainian. This is a Ukrainian tweet.
That's why propaganda, baby.
We have confirmation of S-band signals from 3rd Chinese space plane mission. However, this time the mysterious wingman emitter is only sending signals intermittently, but is fading deeply like earlier missions.
But I don't understand why, if they know like the signatures it's sending, why doesn't it at least try sending those signatures back, make contact of some sort? So I feel like just looking at it from afar, that's like a war cry, and they're like, now we're going to war with aliens on accident because we didn't know what they were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, you really should try to communicate at that point. They got like these little graph scales that shows you random shit made out of a computer.
Right, but all that's like sound waves, you know what I'm saying?
Windows Media Player.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just start sending those same sound waves back and see what happened, you know? Like, hopefully it wasn't like a war thing. Like, we don't come in peace, we're coming to kill you. And then we like send it back and we're saying like, bring that shit on.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you look sexy in that dress tonight.
Right? Like the communication breakdown between aliens and humans are real.
A woman got the incurable condition cobalt lung after vaping marijuana for just 6 months. Have you heard of this cobalt lung?
I haven't, but I assume it's what they were talking about when vaping first came out, like the lung, like people's lungs like collapse and stuff because they're smoking it.
I think I remember hearing a little bit about that. They were saying it was like vitamin E, that they're filling most of the juice is vitamin E or something.
Yeah, the vitamin E shit. Yeah, is that what they say was in what they had? Because then they were saying even like THC vapes were bad and stuff, and everybody's scared to smoke THC.
Because everybody was using that to like fill up the fluid.
Yeah. Which, all that's fucking stupid. I never died, so I'm good, I guess. I never got cobalt lung.
It seemed like there was no downside to vaping, but as the saying goes, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah.
You may have already heard about the 17-year-old boy who had to receive a double lung transplant. I do remember hearing that story. From vaping as a popularity, hospitals have been admitting hundreds of patients due to breathing problems associated with vaping.
You know what I have a problem with that whole thing though? Hundreds of patients is not that many.
It's really
people
not in the grand scale.
Yeah, and like I think that's weird when they're always like, one guy died from the one chip challenge or whatever. One guy out of 3.5 billion. Like, people die crazy off smoking cigarettes or like all those other things, and they're not making a big deal in the media about that really anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knew the risk and kept doing it. Like, so if they put a disclaimer on their shit, that makes it better. I think it's just like, oh, one guy couldn't take it. Sorry, you were a pussy. I'm just kidding.
Published in the European Respiratory Journal, was recorded the first known incidence of hard metal pneumonoconiosis, aka cobalt lung. Cobalt lung is a rare condition in which metals such as cobalt, lead, and aluminum entered into the woman's lungs and caused damage that cannot be reversed. After testing it in the lab, the juice in her vape pen was found to carry those metals.
Oh, they say all that shit's in there. But I mean, you had to know it was bad, no different. Anything that you're smoking is probably going to have an ill effect on your lungs. You know what I'm saying?
And is it like drinking out of can and any aluminum is passing through? Lead is still in a lot of stuff.
Is it like that, drinking out of a can? I never thought about that.
Yeah, aluminum. It kind of spreads. Aluminum's one of the weirdest metals. I work in the metal industry, right?
Yes.
And aluminum, you could take a chunk of aluminum on hot steel and set the aluminum on it, and the aluminum will suck the heat out of any other steel.
Yeah, because even trying to weld aluminum, I don't know if you ever tried. You can in certain cases.
It takes like you have to use like this weird gas. And
yeah, you
weird,
have to do it a certain way. But
different.
I'm saying people do it, but it's it costs a lot more because you can't really do it. It's almost impossible. Yeah.
Brazing is what you do with aluminum and bronze.
Gotcha.
And it's like it's different than welding.
Oh
Welding
yeah, I know
is
it is
something that like you're binding steel to steel.
Right.
Brazing kind of is like it's weird.
Fucking metal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Throw up the horns.
Yeah. Right. All right, for our last story, we got: I had an affair with my straight married neighbor. Then his wife emailed me.
Okay.
This is in the Huffington Post.
Damn, so it's mainstream news.
Yeah, and it's about this dude. I was reading this earlier. This dude was married with some chick, and he started hanging out with his neighbor, and they would roll up doobies, and
That's how it always starts.
They'd smoke the devil's lettuce.
That's how I always got all my ladies. Like,
That's how I always got my neighbor's boyfriends.
Right.
This dude would come over to his male neighbor's house, and they'd watch sports. They'd eat popcorn and watch movies and discuss their stuff. The neighbor is an older dude.
Okay.
The married guy's a younger dude. And this dude swears up and down, I didn't seduce this guy.
Is it crazy that old dudes always have to defend themselves, whether it's dudes or chicks?
Yeah.
They're like, I didn't seduce anyone. It was their fault. Like, yeah,
I'm
it was.
not Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, right.
So he was my next door neighbor, and I did not seduce him. Even though I was like 20 years older than he was, I'm certain I was the first man he'd been intimate with. Well, I had, as they say, been around.
I bet he has, dude.
Our affair was a sudden, passion-filled. Our affair wasn't a sudden, passion-filled trip to the moon on, what is that, Gossamer? On Gossamer wings?
Gossamer wings. I never heard of that before.
Me neither.
It's probably something gay, though, I'm sure.
Some gay wings. It wasn't a trip to the moon on some gay wings. It was more like a long train ride. It slowly and lasted some 5 years.
It was a long train ride. Like me and three of my other neighbors.
The longest
took this
train
dude for a ride. We didn't take advantage of him, though, or anything.
We were opposites in many ways. I was a magazine editor, He was a master carpenter.
Oh, damn. That's like perfect gay guy job. You know what I'm saying? That's like YMCA style.
Young man. Young man. Like the art. He was a master carpenter. I like the arts. He likes sports. I splurged on nice clothes. Twice monthly haircuts.
Oh, damn. He put on that little black dress and seduced that man.
He dressed it whenever it was handy. Usually cutoffs, t-shirts, Birkenstocks, and a tool belt.
Damn.
Hot dude.
Yeah. Holding like
As a matter of fact, I think the young man seduced the old man.
Young man. Gotta watch out for them young men.
One night when his wife told and his kids were away, we went to see a movie about a giant meteor heading for Earth.
Damn.
What movie is that?
What
movie do you think they saw? Armageddon? With Bruce Willis?
Yes.
That is, dude.
It had to be. That's the only one I know. The only famous one anyway. I'm sure there's other ones.
They couldn't have went to see Don't Look Up. Because Don't Look Up was only on Netflix, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was straight to...
that was exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this had to be back in like 96.
Damn, you heard that like beautiful, like, what's the Aerosmith song that's in there? I don't want to miss a thing. Put him in the mood and shit.
Either that or Young
gets
Man.
Me every time. I've never felt more gay in my life than when I'm listening to that song.
I don't want to see you. He told me that he was 16 before he ever saw a movie. He had seen it on the sly because his parents were evangelicals. Evangelicals.
We have no clue what we're saying, but we're saying something.
In movies, TV, and pop music were considered tools of the devil. What we shared was a passion for the past. One night, Mike took me to a fire station that was about to be demolished. We broke in. He wanted me to see what was going to disappear. A cast iron farmer sink. A pulley for hauling ice to the second floor window.
I feel like you're reading me a gay graphic novel. Like, or erotic novel like the chicks like.
He explained to me. In the building's indigenous posts. And beam construction. I once showed him a wood inlaid jewelry box that depicted a family playing cards around a kitchen table. My great-grandmother bought it from Germany. It was beautiful, he told me, gently running his fingers over the different woods.
Yeah, he did. Like,
don't ever give it away.
I always bust out my wooden jewelry box everywhere I go. It's a crowd pleaser, you know what I'm saying?
My Victorian flat always needed repairs. I had no idea how to install ceiling fans or fix doorbells. Mike did. He once spent weekly patiently refinishing the bed, the beadboard.
The boudoir.
He spent weeks patiently refinishing my backboard in my kitchen.
You know what that means.
He made the century-old wood glisten like new.
Dude, you are reading me an erotic novel right now. Like, this ain't a story. This is like...
This is the Huffington Post.
This is trying to get you into some stuff.
This is Huffington Post. This ain't me. With his wavy black hair, cobalt eyes, and droopy eyelashes.
Oh.
Mike had no
droopy
idea
eyelashes give me
how
every time.
sexy he was or could be. Yet his lack of vanity only enhanced his allure. I once stuffed him into my tuxedo when his wife insisted he accompany her to a workplace's black tie event. Put a martini in his hand, and he could have been James Bond. Huffington Post, what is this?
Yeah, there it is, the gay bomb.
Mike would drop by my place after his wife and kids were in bed. We'd watch baseball games, make popcorn. Sometimes we'd share a joint, which depended on our enjoyment. of the Antiques Roadshow.
Dude, weed makes the Antiques Roadshow fucking go hard.
It does. It really does. I can actually attest to that.
But I don't know if you need to keep reading this story. I think we get the point. He's doing a lot of stuff, like working on his backboard. He's getting it. Regular stuff gay guys do. I don't see a story here.
Dude, good for Mike.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it all comes down to. Good for Mike.
I feel like that too. Good for Mike.
All right. So for today's videos.
All right. You're punching me.
Damn.
Really, Nate?
Really, Nate? So this is something that I wanted to discuss a little bit.
Okay.
If a girl's wailing on you, at what point are you allowed to just come back? Because that's what's going on here. This chick's wailing on this dude.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You're punching me.
Yeah.
Really, Nate?
Hey, he warned her. It was not much of a warning. It was like halfway through the punch, like
you're punching me.
Right, dude's probably wasted out of his mind. Like, are you punching me? Like, you're punching me. Like,
and why is the person with the camera? If you listen here at the end, they just say, "Really, Nate?"
Really, Nate?
Because that's probably like a Thursday night for Nate. They're like, dude, you hit another bitch. Come on, dude, stop it.
Why are you punching me?
Now, I've seen a lot of chicks beating up dudes, and then dudes like wrecking the chicks.
Yeah.
And the people around them are always like, you don't gotta go that rough on them, blah blah, like all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's not socially acceptable to hit chicks under any circumstance. But do they need it sometimes? Fuck yeah.
If they're beating you up, you have to self-defend yourself. I don't know if you like cold cock them or,
they need
like haymaker them.
They need to learn something because the problem is that chick ain't only going out and hitting that dude. That chick's putting her hands on people like anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Like
if you're gonna hit a dude and then go and then when you get hit back, you're always like, oh, it was the dude, blah blah. No, you're out here acting a fool, and you need to be put in your place at some point. Was that a little over the line? I don't know.
There was one that I saw. I get a lot of these videos. I steal most of my video for the show from Twitter and TikTok. Those are my
great
sources.
Places for
places for
cutting
video.
edge content,
dude. Very. So, I saw this video the other day of this dude just destroying his girlfriend in their bed. They were arguing about something, and dude just started holding her down and like, dude.
Yeah, that might be a little excessive.
Her. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit. Like, this is on Twitter.
Right.
And I was like, I can't even submit this one for the show because it's like, I don't know if YouTube's going to let me play it.
Well, I mean, they just canceled Matt Rife for making a joke. You're going to show a video? Like
of this dude doing the joke in real life.
Right. And about the whole Matt Rife thing, I don't even understand. Like,
it wasn't that bad.
Because he wasn't like, yeah, I beat some chick. He just said that the chick got beaten, had a black eye, then he made a kitchen joke.
Yeah. Yeah. Very standard, basic type of stuff. It wasn't his greatest material neither. All of the biggest comedians in the world right now are talking about it, and they're saying that the problem is that he blew up too fast before he actually built the full skill.
Well, because nobody has actually seen any of his actual stand-up.
No.
What they see is his crowd work, and that's what gets everybody into it because they're like, oh, I like his crowd work, and then they go, and they see his jokes. They're like, oh, we don't think this guy's that funny.
He was a Wild Out guy.
Yeah,
it was all crowd work.
Yep. And then they even brought up like Wild Out footage of him like touching the chick's face.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
How creepy is this? Like all of a sudden he's a creep. Like,
yeah. And the people on the other team were like, don't touch her.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't you dare touch her, white boy.
Right. Which in that moment I saw it like before everybody brought that clip up. I saw it and I didn't think anything about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought they were trying to make it funny by doing that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like they were scolding him for doing it, you know?
They're being goofy.
Right.
Everybody is being a little silly.
One thing I think Matt Rife is coming to the reality of is that
your material is lacking.
Dudes don't like you, and you need to promote to your
you need to win us.
Women fan base. No, you don't need to win us. He lost all of his women fan base over that one thing. He could
win us over.
He can't. He ain't that funny.
He could. He could. I think he could.
Maybe.
It's gonna take him some
That's
time.
your opinion, though, I guess.
He got thrown into the fires with all of the big comics say. He got thrown into the fire too early when all of us sat back and baked.
So they're like defending him.
They're saying like
essentially.
we've been sitting back baking a casserole, and this dude just overcooked his steak.
Yeah, for sure. Which means he'll just be a flash in the pan, though. I don't think he has what it takes to be a great comedian coming back from this.
I think
they're
he'll come
comedians that I'll even be like, oh, they canceled him. But like, I mean, even Louis C.K. is still out here doing it.
There was a
You know
couple
what
of guys
saying?
that said he manufactured that.
Yeah, just for publicity.
Yes, to
Which
get in the headlines.
It could be. I don't know why you'd want to be in headlines for that. I think you come up with a better
Dude,
story.
we were just talking about domestic violence, and he came up.
Yeah,
it
right.
worked.
Yeah. Well, that is like epitome of domestic violence, right? Like, I'm gonna.
Matt Rife.
Oh yeah. No, I was talking about Louis C.K.
Oh,
Wasn't
Louis
he
C.K.,
like
yeah.
jerking off in front of chicks or
No,
something?
he was on the phone.
It was on the phone. See, I didn't know that either.
He was on the phone, and they were doing like a writers' meeting or something on the phone, and he just started beating it.
Oh.
And they said like he acted a little funny in like green rooms a couple times.
What, like on Skype or something? They saw it on video.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
yeah.
Oh, I gotcha. So he was like that news anchor that got caught like
But
getting ready to jerk off
He
or whatever.
came back, but on his own terms, though. He built his own thing. You could see everything from Louis through his website.
Yeah.
And it's good. I mean, the dude is one of the best comedians ever.
Oh yeah, always a funny dude. But then all that came out, and that probably and it never hurts people's careers when they get canceled. I don't know what the left like wing people think that they're
Kind of
doing.
makes it better.
Well, it makes it so that their fan base, the ones that do stay on, are a stronger fan base who are
Yeah.
actually buying your products. Why do
Yeah.
I care about you if you're
Die
not
hard.
buying shit that I have?
They're
You know what I'm saying?
die-hard
Exactly.
fans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You did it wrong. You did it wrong. And if I have to call somebody to get him out here to finish this job, I will. You want to? You know what?
Is he breaking it up?
Yep.
Dude.
He said, oh, I did it wrong.
He said, call someone, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Here's how he deals with his clients. Here how he deals with it. Brings the whole crew, whines all day long about how he's losing money, and he's busting up a pad that they did wrong.
I do think that's
Sticking to it.
Yeah.
The guy's sticking to his story. Oh, they did it wrong. Now I'm going to try to get you in trouble for breaking the wrong work that I want.
Yeah. But I think it is in poor taste for that guy to do that. But I also understand that being on jobs like that,
Dude,
nightmare. People are fucking dicks about their shit.
Nightmares.
And they'll make the biggest deal about nothing. So sometimes it does come to that.
Yeah.
Look at that dude. He knows how to swing a sledge. That's for fucking sure.
Dude, I wouldn't mind seeing him swing a sledge.
That was the last story. You know what I'm saying?
sorry. Huffington Post got in my brain for a second.
Dude, and the other dude jumps in and starts helping. He's like, fuck yeah, we're destroying shit. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Dude, if you're going to get work and you don't put in the work to getting it done exactly how you want and observe everything while it's going on to catch it before it's your nightmare.
But what were they saying that was wrong with it?
Dude, it was a beautiful patio.
That's what I'm
The
saying, because
dude
I
was
didn't see
tripping.
one thing wrong with it. Like, but maybe he had a legitimate argument to be like, they didn't put, it sloped this way, so the water's all going to slope back towards my
Yeah,
house or something like that.
exactly.
You don't see that kind of stuff. So I
Exactly.
wonder what both sides of the story would be on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Either way, when you're on a job like that and someone's just constantly bitching in your ear about something you really don't care about, dude, I feel like I've been that heated that I could be that guy that fucking sledges the whole
Yeah,
thing
dude.
up. Like, fuck this.
I feel
you
like
know?
that every day at work.
But I feel like you can't be like that in real
Me
life.
neither.
Like,
Yeah, you can't.
And most of the time, cooler heads prevail. But on this one,
That's why I've stuck with the job I have.
Yeah.
Because I've been sledgehammering every job I've had my
Yeah,
whole
right.
life.
Build it just to break that
Yeah,
shit. Like,
dude. People
walk away
love me.
broke.
I got people all over Cleveland. They're like, you remember that kid, Jeremy?
Yeah.
He just sledgehammered his job and then fucking disappeared forever.
He was a great kid. I just couldn't understand why he took that route.
Exactly.
Oh no. Dude, we've seen millions of these. Oh shit.
There's no volume on this. But if you look at the end of this video, this large woman taking a zip line and just falls off of a cliff to the center of the earth.
Well, it looks like her death, but
yeah.
How close is she to the rocks?
Now watch this dude at the end. He kind of does like the Kobe. He Kobe's her. Dude, watch this guy. Kobe.
Humpty Dumpty didn't fall. She was pushed.
I think this is another one that doesn't have volume, but you really got to pay attention to what's going on here. This is a bull.
Come on, man.
With horns on fire.
Who is that, Johnny Knoxville?
No, this is some Mexican.
He threw dirt at it like, sorry.
He thought it wasn't going to go up the stairs.
God damn, dude.
Killed him. Dead.
Yeet.
Yeet.
As my stepson would say.
Dude, the horn's on fire. He flexed at it. Look at it. It's
No,
like,
he threw dirt. He threw dirt in his face, right?
Did he?
Yeah, I think so. And dude, you're just asking for it at that point. He threw something like dust, like he's like, I'm blinding you. He saw perfectly. Like, watch, I think he picks up the dirt.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh, he deserved that. Every
Dude.
bit of that, dude. You can't mess with
And
animals
those
like
are
that.
like, those bleacher stairs, they look like they're cement. He just smacked his head on like 4 cement stairs.
Oh,
after
yeah.
being lifted about 15 feet in the air by a bull off of stairs.
So, moral of the story, if a bull is chasing you, stay off the stairs, dude, because that's where you're going to get fucked up.
A flaming bull.
Yeah, a flaming fucking bull.
That bull is such a flamer.
Fucking pegged him straight over them stairs.
You ever got caught
damn.
cheating? You ever got caught fucking some dude's girl and had
shit.
to Rapunzel out of the fucking window?
Yeah, in your drawers. Fuck no. I mean, that'd probably be an epic night. Like, epic end to the night.
Rapunzel.
Oh, some lady's hitting with a broom. Like, come on, lady. Like,
he's like, chill out.
Right. Like, did you see that big motherfucker try to come over the wall on me? You saw that? Like,
Dude,
I'm not going back up there.
He Rapunzel. That is so cool.
Yeah, that's what you get, though. I've always made it a point that, like, I'm not going to cheat on anybody, and I'm not going to get with anybody that's with somebody else. Like, go to their house, actually. Like,
Yeah.
why would you show up at their house, like, knowing that could happen? Like, I mean, yeah, maybe he's going to bust into a hotel room because he done, put a tracking device on your chick's car.
Yeah.
But he's going to show up at home at some point, and one of them times you're going to be laying in your underwear. You're going to get caught up.
Dude, I had a girlfriend in like 2018 or 2008, and I went over to her house one morning. She picked me up. I wasn't even driving yet. I got my license taken away when I was 15, and this is when I was 18. She came and picked me up. She was like, I don't have work today. You come through. Let's hang out all day. Let's have raunchy sex.
And you knew
Let's
she
eat
lived with
the
her
food."
boyfriend?
No. I
Okay.
showed up and I hit.
Trapped.
And then I was hanging out in her living room in my drawers playing PlayStation 3 or something. Some dude just walks in the front door.
Yeah, how do you explain that away? Like, if you're just sitting there playing video games, that's one thing.
In
You're
your
like,
drawers.
You're like in dude's bathrobe. You're like, what's up, dude? Like,
Smoking like his fucking tobacco pipe.
Yeah,
All of a sudden
right.
You're like Dean Martin.
It's like the Black Ball, the Hugh Hefner exclusive.
Yeah,
like,
the Hugh Hefner shit.
Yeah.
I got like a pimp cup, like a chalice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was so weird. And the dude didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. He went and yelled at her in the back. And then when he left, I was like, what is this? And then I continued to date the girl forever.
Jesus, dude. But you knew that was a setup.
It was
Then
like
she got
6
you
months.
later. Then you came in and somebody's wearing your bathrobe, though, right?
Dude. And the story goes on.
That had to end. Yep, that had to end poorly for you.
Insanity.
Yeah. Dudes don't know any better, though, especially when you're younger, man. You just want to hit, and, like, that's where our mind is at. Like,
Yeah.
all you want to do is just get that. It doesn't even
And
matter.
at the time, that was like my hottest girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, and that's why it's higher risk, because you're like,
Yeah.
higher risk, higher reward, you know, type of thing. But I don't know.
I could tell there was like, I had some friends that I could see they wanted to hit. And I was like, I got this.
Yeah, and you just wanted to be the man, like, yeah, I'm getting that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I feel it. That's young ego, you know, all
It
that.
was.
Like,
But it was stupid because I was getting like fucking, like, I ruined some other dude's life.
how do you know you ruined his life? I feel like you did
It
that
was
dude
pretty
a
bad.
solid. No, even if it was hard in that moment, he knew he had to walk away. I mean, the fact you dated her afterwards is kind of shitty on your part, I guess, but you
While
learned
I-
your lesson too. You know,
While
it
I
came
was
back
dating
around.
her, I moved in.
Damn. Like, one dude moved out. You didn't even get out of your underwear. You just stayed.
No, it was his house.
What?
And we all lived there. I brought the homies and everything.
Damn. All right, you did ruin that dude's life.
I
You're
ruined his life.
Posted up in his house. You're a dick for that. I
I
feel
feel
like
so bad.
I feel like that dude that hit that chick, that should have been you instead of that chick.
It should have
Like,
been.
yeah.
Dude, one day he did punch me. And he caught me while I was sitting down randomly.
Yeah.
I was like, you need to watch your fucking mouth.
Wait, he stayed there too while you were banging his chick in his own house?
This for a later episode. We're getting later in this. I got one last video.
No, we're bringing that up next week. Oh shit.
Dude. Never ride on your friend's hood.
Well, yeah, under any circumstance, that bitch was stupid.
Got sucked under by gravity.
She tried to hit the ground running though, like
dude, she did.
Like Beavis and Butthead when they jump out of the trunk. Dude, that probably ruined her fucking senior year. I'm sorry, lady.
For sure. And she's not alive anymore. So that's how we're.
Nuh-uh, for real?
I don't know.
Don't you hate that dude? Like, you see these videos, you're like, there's no way anybody could have lived. But what if she went straight between the tires? You don't know if that's an SUV. It looks like a lowrider, but it could be anything.
I actually feel like we may have seen like 2 or 3 videos of deaths today.
I'm sure you see them all the time. Ridiculousness, I'm probably sure all that ends in death. Like,
Yeah,
some of that
most of
shit's
it.
like, I'm like, there's no way anybody lived through that.
The scorpion segment, come on, all of them
Oh,
died.
yeah, for sure. At least a little bit inside. You know what I'm saying?
I die a little bit when I watch the videos.
We all do.
This has been No Outlet Live. We appreciate you guys for stopping by and hanging with us, and we will see you next week.
Peace.
We'll see you next time. This has been No Outlet Live.